What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic, man. UFC, there was no fights over the weekend. Instead, they live streamed UFC 217. I got every prediction wrong, unfortunately. I picked Cody Garbrandt by KO, and I picked Michael Bisping by KO. Oh my word, buddy. But it just had me thinking about GOATED UFC time periods, and that led me to realizing I really just wanted to talk about great UFC champions who had the most exciting, title runs that just made the sport great to watch. This is not talking about who's the most accomplished, who's the greatest champion ever. You're not going to see fucking GSP and Israel Adesanya on this list because they were great champions, but was it very entertaining when they were champion? No. Okay, dude? I'm going to be talking about the most entertaining champions, past and present. Let's start off with a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Charles Oliveira, aka literally me, dude. Now, was he the greatest lightweight champion of all time? At the time, maybe. But he was the most entertaining for sure, bro. Non-stop action. Inspirational ass story. Look at Charles, man. So inspirational, dude. Just a fucking legend of the game. Non-stop brawling with Poirier, Gaethje, winning the belt of Chandler in that exciting ass fight. Like, this was a great fucking time period. Life was sunshine and rainbows when Charles Oliveira was the fucking champion, dude. That's all I have to say. Like, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. That time period when Charles Oliveira was lightweight champion and he was fighting every 6 months and finishing these guys inside 2 rounds, it was just a great fucking time period. It was awesome. And this was such a good title run that it removed all the salty, I was annoyed when Khabib retired because, you want to see how far the GOAT potential is, but that quickly went away when this guy became the fucking champion next. So, shout out to Charles Oliveira, UFC lightweight legend. Okay, a lot of you guys took my last video as me hating on Charles Oliveira. I'm sorry that I don't want to see this guy lose to Islam again. I thought we all agreed that was fucking terrible when that happened. I thought you guys agreed that me losing to fucking Islam Makhachev was a bad moment. So excuse me for not wanting to see Charles Oliveira lose to Islam Makhachev again if he somehow beats Arman Tsarukyan, which I don't think he does. I picked Arman the first time because I think Arman is just that good, dude. It has nothing to do with hating on Charles Oliveira. So let's make that very clear. I'm going to deny the Charles hater allegations right now because a lot of them have been popping up before UFC 300, since UFC 300. I just tell the truth in a world full of Charles Glazers, and that makes me crazy. All right, dude? But yeah, shout out to Charles Oliveira. GOATED title run. The streets will never forget it. Let's move on to, dude, the thing about this video is I feel like this is going to bring together the current 12-year-old fans of the UFC and the old heads. We're going to bring the old heads together, all right, dude? Because I want to talk about Brock Lesnar as the UFC heavyweight champion. This was a sick fucking title run that nobody talks about. Oh, heavyweight GOAT this, Jones this, Aspinall that, Ngannou this. Fuck that, dude. Jacked up white boy on steroids, running people into the cage. Give me that as the heavyweight champion. Brock Lesnar's title run was fucking goated. The Shane Carwin fight is so badass to watch. I love rewatching that. The Cain Velasquez fight, even though he lost, this guy's game plan was so fucking hilarious in that fight. He's literally tried a jumping tackle takedown. That failed. Flying knee. That failed. All right, I'm completely out of gas. Bro, he had 2 moves equipped. They didn't work. He was just done for, bro. And he did give us the DJ Brock Lesnar dance moves gif, so that was pretty legendary. But yeah, seriously, this was such an entertaining fucking run. Everything that Brock Lesnar did in the UFC was must-see TV. I don't give a fuck that he was on steroids. I don't care, dude. Apparently, that doesn't matter. You can still be the GOAT. You can still be appreciated if you're on steroids. I mean, John Jones, fucking TJ Dillashaw, you know what I mean? Whatever you want, dude. Just do whatever you want. And if we're going to allow roids, let's go all out. Let's roid max, and let's get Brock Lesnar title runs happening again. Because this was a great period in time. I truly miss when you could genuinely have a freak show with 5 fights as the heavyweight champion. Now we have to deal with fucking... Listen, kid, John Jones is the most badass fighter in the UFC. Fuck that, dude. Brock Lesnar, GOATED title run. He's the man. Let's move on to, honestly, part of the reason I made this fucking video. I'm just going to take my shirt off. It's actually so hot in here, dude. This Australian weather is actually killing me. Hold on. Take my shirt. Hold on. Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna edit that part out. But yo, the next guy I wanted to talk about is low-key the reason I made this video. Kamaru Usman, bro. Kamaru Usman might not be the welterweight GOAT. He might not have a hairline, okay? He may be on a 3-fight losing streak, but I will never forget. Now, I will never forgive him for losing to Leon Edwards and ruining the division, but I will never forget how exciting it was to root against this man when he fought Masvidal, to root against this man when he fought Gilbert Burns, to root against him when he fought Colby Covington. I know that that's controversial, but I don't give a fuck. You guys were all there with me chanting Colby at MSG, and this was just such a goated run, dude. This is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. He's not the welterweight GOAT, but he is without a doubt the most entertaining welterweight champion we've ever had. He's the fucking best, dude. He was the best in terms of good high-level wins, dominant performances, exciting wars. That's a good mixture. That's what you want on your resume. You want some hard fights. You want some dominant performances. Kamaru Usman was just so fucking goated, bro. And I just miss him as the champion. I miss when this was the gold standard of UFC champions. We had like 4 of them, dude. We had 4 of them. We had like 5 of them. I'm not going to add Ngannou into this, actually, because he was inactive as fuck. We had Izzy, Volk, Usman, Charles. It was such a good fucking time period. And now, thankfully, the GOAT Bilal Muhammad's going to save the welterweight division from Leon Mummamouth Scott. But yeah, Kamaru Usman, streets ain't forgetting this dude's title run. Great time period when this guy was the champion. Active, defending against top-level guys. Exciting beefs and storylines intermixed. That's another component of this. You have to be having good build-ups. You can't be coming out there just, I back. It's normal. I champion for a long time, you know? Like Anderson Silva, sometimes exciting fights, sometimes snoozers, but no charisma on the mic. Usman had it all. Let's move on to, honestly, maybe one of the most controversial inclusions in this video, but when I think of not necessarily talking about who's the greatest, but who's the most goated, like who was the most entertaining as champion and who I really enjoyed watching their title run regardless of what I thought of it. Okay? Michael Bisping. Oh my word, buddy. I'm fucking pixelated, buddy. Oh my fucking word. Listen, dude. Michael Bisping may be one of the worst male champions in UFC history. I'm not saying he was good. I'm not saying he's better than fucking Silva and Izzy and Dreykus. I'm just saying this was entertaining as fuck to watch when he was champion. It was a great story watching him win the belt off Rockhold. Oh, real lucky, buddy. Like, the whole thing was so good. The war with Henderson, very entertaining, very good matchup. Don't care who you think won. Great fight. And the GSP fight was massive. That was a sick title run. I don't give a fuck how good he is. That was an entertaining, watchable, exciting title run. And those are rare nowadays, dude. Sometimes a guy becomes champion and they fucking disappear from the division. Leon, right? You know what I'm saying, dude? Israel Edison. Like this guy got better when he won the belt and made it as exciting as possible for as long as he could. He talked all the shit in the world. He had exciting build-ups. He was funny on Embedded. He had great, entertaining fights because he wasn't even that good. Like, he would just go out there and go to war with these guys. It was fucking awesome. And I want to show some respect, some appreciation to one of the most annoying commentators in the UFC, but one of the most goated champions in UFC history in terms of entertainment that I witnessed. All right, and I should have said this at the start, but I'm not here to talk about. Actually, Frank Shamrock had 3 defenses with it. I don't give a fuck about the 90s, dude. These are the title runs that I watched that were entertaining as fuck, that were goated. And Michael Bisping, when he was champion, life was good, bro. Life was good, like a Drake song. Trust, all right? Life was good when Bisping was champion. You can't deny that, dude. All right? Speaking of which, you know, I said before that Kamaru Usman was the best welterweight champion in terms of the entertainment value. In terms of pure fight quality, like how watchable their fights are and how much you want to rewatch them, how legendary they were, I think Robbie Lawler is an honorable mention in this video as one of the most goated UFC championship reigns ever. Just going to war. Literally just war for the belt. That is like such a great way to be memorable as a UFC champion. Because again, this isn't necessarily about, oh, this Robbie Lawler's better than GSP, all this shit. Nah, dude. GSP's better than Usman and Lawler, and Woodley is better than Lawler. But, like, those title defenses, name the entertaining fights in that run that you're like, man, I love rewatching GSP versus BJ Penn. That was a great, I love rewatching GSP versus John Fitch. That's a great matchup. Fuck that, dude. I like rewatching Robbie Lawler versus Carlos Condit. I think Condit got robbed. But regardless, dude. Lawler versus Condit. Lawler versus McDonald 2. Usman. Again. Masvidal 2. Colby 1 and 2. Burns. Great fights. That's all I'm asking for from a champion. So Robbie Lawler is another great example of what I'm talking about. Just when I was getting into the sport, this guy was the man at welterweight. And I just want to say shout out to Robbie Lawler for beating Nico Price as well. Apparently Nico Price doesn't like me, so shout out to the GOAT, Robbie Lawler. The fucking NPC bobbing and weaving finally paid off. He got a KO, dude. How do you get KO? Bro, I'm sorry. Let's move on. Now we're going to move into like the modern wing, okay? I've talked about some old ones that make me feel like a fucking grandpa. Back in my day when Charles Oliveira was champion, man, life was just good, dude. You kids don't know how it used to be, man. Brock Lesnar, Michael Bisping, Robbie Lawler. These are all kind of like relics of the past. If I had to say about modern day champions that fit the bill of exciting, like entertaining reigns, active, good build-ups and storylines, Islam Makhachev is low-key cooking up a great title reign right now. The Charles Oliveira fight, great performance. It's a huge legacy moment. The rivalry with Alexander Volkanovski was pretty good. Like, that was an entertaining fight, that first one. The second one is a brutal KO that adds to his highlight reel. The Poirier fight, absolute war. Great storyline. The Bedtime and Dustin Poirier rivalry being squashed. That's the real storyline of that fight. No one cares about the Islam and Poirier beef. No one cares about that. Everyone was there to see, will Bedtime pick Dustin Poirier? Will Bedtime squash the beef with Poirier? I heard rumors that Poirier was going to shout me out on the mic if he won. He was about 40 seconds away from winning, and then he got fluked with a... I'm just kidding, okay? But listen, dude. Islam Makhachev is a great champion. Not just in terms of his skill level and, he's the pound-for-pound number one, which he is. I think he's the best fighter in the UFC, bar none right now. You put Islam Makhachev in a room with anybody, he walks out. But aside from that, pure entertainment value, this is a goated fucking title reign. This is an active, exciting reign, and the only one left to talk about, because again, people are starting to kind of accuse me of being a hater of this guy, I think. I don't know. Like, I'm not. I'm just stating facts. But dude, Alex Pereira, make no mistake. This is a goated fucking title reign we're witnessing right now. This is a historic, like, this is like a UFC 5 career mode title run we're watching right now, dude. Shout out to Alex Pereira. Like I said, this guy is literally playing career mode in real life. Back to back to back title defenses, highlight reel KOs. The beef with Jamal Hill, the fight at UFC 300, the Prohaska short notice replacement. Badass. Alex Pereira deserves so much credit for his activity, the performances that he's putting on. There's nothing that you can really point to and be like, well, this isn't that good in his title run. It's the perfect title run. It is almost the perfect title run. He might almost be better than Islam in terms of, like, as a champion, because he's more active and he's KOing everybody. So this is my list, and this is kind of my thoughts on the most goated UFC title runs. Like I said, just to make it very clear for the guy typing an essay in the comments right now, I'm not saying that Michael Bisping is better than GSP or better than fucking whoever, Israel Adesanya. I'm just saying these are the most entertaining champions I got to watch. Honorable mentions, I got to shout out fucking Cody Garbrandt, TJ Dillashaw, those two passing the belt around. That was pretty exciting. And in case you're wondering, all right, dude, you may be wondering, where's Volkanovski? Why'd you put Oliveira and Usman, but why didn't you put Volkanovski? Listen, dude, Volkanovski versus Ortega. I'm glad you asked. That's a good fight. Aside from that, maybe a hot take here. I don't think Volk was that entertaining. I think Volk is the greatest featherweight of all time, but I don't think his reign was actually that entertaining. And I think people hype it up because of the nostalgia. Usman, dead ass, entertaining as fuck. Oliveira, entertaining as fuck. I think Volkanovski was not on that level in terms of pure watchability, how hyped you were going to the fight. Don't lie, bro. They put Izzy and Cannonier above Volk and Matt. That's for a reason, bro. And they fumbled. They shouldn't have done that, but still, I don't think Volkanovski was putting on these exciting fights every single time. It was kind of like a clinical, just picking apart. And that's fine. He was a great champion, but I don't think he was an entertaining, high-level champion the way that these guys I've mentioned in the video are. So if you're wondering about Volk, that's my opinions on it. But let me know your opinions down in the comments below. Obviously, I know you guys are going to disagree with me on some of these. And you got some mentions that I probably forgot. So drop that in the comment section. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Bedtime MMA. If anybody's wondering, I am trying to make the MMA Che fight happening. We're talking right now. So if you guys want to blow up fucking Misfits and Karate Combat DMs about that shit. Let's make it happen. We're talking about it. We're going to make it happen. So, yeah. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next video, man. Goodbye.